Company Law Act, and Company Law Act is saying that the company should be a legal entity, artificial legal entity, not a real legal entity, but the real persons will be known as the promoters only due to the status of promoters. But they should have some extra benefits in the company? No. Because after the existence of the company, when the company come into existence, then the promoters have no role, only they will be known as the shareholders. But for their own satisfaction, they may say that we are the promoter also. Company established due to my efforts. That is why they say that we are the promoters. But there is no extra benefits for the promoters except agreed to the registrar in the form of contracts, like sweet equity shares, other type of shares, privileged shares, etc. So registrar was agreed that you shall be entitled to get the privileged share, you shall be entitled to get the sweet equity shares, you will be entitled to get the such type of shares, you will be entitled to get the rebatable shares and whatever type of shares. Because registrar was agreed, that is why you are entitled to get it. But you are the promoter, that is why you are not entitled to get anything. Because someone will promote, suppose a child has to be born from the womb of the mother, but mother can kill the child? No. Why? It was a product of the effort of mother and father. So why not? This is the sole product of the mother and father. But it gets a separate legal entity. In the same manner, promoters did some efforts. After efforts, company is registered, and whenever the company got a registration, it got a separate legal status of separate legal entities, and the promoters will be known as the promoters only. Like the father and mother will be known as the father and mother of that child, but they do not having a right over the child to kill the child, to give the direction to the child, to do anything with the child. They can't sell out the organs of the child because they are produced the child. They can't do. Now this child have a separate legal entity because of the law provides such status. That is why in the same manner, in case of companies also, because the company is registered under the Company Registration Act, Company Law Act, and law recognized it as a legal status. That is why promoters have no role. Promoters can't do anything with the company. But how the promoters can do? Promoters formed some rules and regulation in the form of article of association, and this article of association was recognized by the ROC, Registrar of Companies. And there was some memorandum that what you want to do, what was the objective, where should be your office, and what the work you will do, and what should be the internal proceeding of your activity, that should be right in article of association. So memorandum of association, that what you want to do, and article of association, how the company will work. Article is saying how the company is work, not the promoter is saying how the company will work. So if the promoter want to do something with the company and article of association is not recognizing, they can't do so. Why? Because the promoters are not the owner of the company. Company is itself a owner, and company having its own rules and regulations in the form of memorandum of association and article of association. If they having article of association, then the promoters will also govern by the article of association, because the article of association and memorandum of association is the sovereign for the company. Promoters are not the sovereign. Promoters, the role of the promoters was to promote the company and to request to the registrar, please register it. If they need some status as a legal personality, then why they have to register the company? They had to go through the partnership firms. They can go individually. But collectively they want to make a bigger organization, and they want to associate so many peoples in the company, they want to get the investment from other persons. So it is not the duty of the government, or it is not the duty of the sovereign to protect the interest of other members who invested in the company. So how the right may be given to the promoters absolutely to do anything and not to do anything? Either if you want to get all type of rights, then why you have to register as a company? Why you promoted to register as a company? You was not registered the company. You was promoted to register the company. Because you promoted to do so and registered it. And after registration, it got a legal entity, separate legal status. That is why now the promoters will have the status only of to obtain the dividend from the company, not the profit of the company. They can't share the profit in the company. Why? Because right now they are not the owner of the company. They don't get the status of ownership in the company. Company is itself a owner. If the company is itself an owner, then the company has to decide their own self. As per the article of association, as per the memorandum of association. Or if there is no article of association, then the document in lieu of article of association, whatever is registered to the registrar. So they have to register, they have to work through that article of association or document in lieu of article of association. Now, promoters will get some privileged status, and privileged status not due to promoters. Privileged status because company recognizes that we will give you the privileged status because you are helping to create the company, and because the registrar recognize you that you will obtain some privileged status in the companies in case of shares, what type of shares you can obtain from the company in future also because of the promoter. So if you are the promoter, don't be forget that you are not a owner. You are the promoter only. We promote so many peoples. If we promote so many peoples, then whatever the people will obtain something or will earn something, you will get the share. No. That is why you can't say whatever the company has to be earned or company will earn, we will share it. Because you can't do so. Even you give the birth to the child, you can't compel the child to give the money to me or share your benefits to me, because the child got a separate legal entity, legal status, and your status is only to relationship, that you had a relation because you give the birth of that child, nothing else. In the same manner, company have also. So section 9 of the company, New Company Law Act, is saying that this is the independent corporate existence and having a separate legal status. We having a very important case where we can distinguish the promoters, shareholders and the ownership of the company. That is Salomon versus Salomon. It's a very important case, and it was worldwide recognized first case. But don't forget it that before 1895 in India there was the case of Kundali Tea Company Limited, where the same judgment was pronounced by the Kolkata High Court before the Salomon and Salomon. The judgment of the Salomon and Salomon was of 1895, but the judgment of the Kolkata High Court in this regard was of 1886. Means in India, in 1886 itself, Honorable Kolkata High Court decided that company having a separate legal entity and shareholders do not having a means to obtain each and every benefit. If the shareholders can't obtain the benefit, then shareholders may not be liable for the loss also, if they are not agreed. If the shareholders was not agreed, means shareholders established the company with the limited liability. So they having a limited liability. If they said that they are having liability to the cost of the shares, if the company is bearing the loss of 100,000 crores, but I having only share of 1,000 rupees, then I shall be liable for the 1,000 rupees, not for the 100,000 crores. Because company is itself a legal entity, and company have to bear the loss. Where is the mean for the shareholders? Who I was? I was the shareholder only. I was not the owner of the company. If I was not the owner of the company, then how anyone can compel me? No one can compel me that you have to pay, because I was given the consent only for the limited liability or give the guarantee for a particular amount, for the particular extent. what happened in the Solomon and Solomon? Happened in Solomon and Solomon. See, Solomon established a company, registered a company. He was the shoe manufacturer, boot and shoe manufacturer. He registered a company where all the shares was obtained by the Solomon. Actually, Solomon had the business of approximately 40,000 sterling pounds. He registered the company and registered with the 7 members, whatever was the requirement to register the company. In these 7 members, all remaining 6 members was from the families, his wife, his son, his daughter and whatever. And he himself was the major shareholder there. All the shares kept by the Solomon himself, and the remaining one share was devoted to the family members. And by formation of this company with the promotion by 7 members, they registered it. Now, company also demanded some stocks from the market to invest with the company, to establish or to grow the company. Some unsecured debt holders, some unsecured creditors invested in the company approximately of 7,000 sterling pounds. See, after 1 year, company bear the loss. Solomon obtained the shares as well as the debentures from the company at the time of registration of the company. So he cashed back his shares and he also cashed back his debentures. At the time when the company was dissolved, company had only 10,000 sterling pounds. Company had only 6,000 sterling pounds in the funds of the company. But the debentures of 10,000 sterling pound belongs to the Solomon, and 7,000 unsecured debt was also on company. So what the Solomon did? Solomon cashed all the 6,000 sterling pounds in his favor in cashing the debentures. Now creditors filed the case on the Solomon, because the name of the company was Solomon and Company. Investors said to the court, because all the members belongs to the Solomon, it was a company of Solomon, investor was the Solomon, promoter was the Solomon, board of director was the Solomon with his 2 sons, chief managing director was the Solomon, and we invested on the Solomon's company. That is why this is the duty of the Solomon to pay debts to us first, and then he can obtain the debentures and he can cash back his shares. He is filed in the court. And not to the court, it is an observation of the House of Lords. House of Lords in this matter said, when the memorandum is duly signed and registered, though there be only 7 shares taken, the subscribers are a body corporate capable forthwith of exercising all the functions of an incorporation company. There is no responsibility of the shareholders to pay the unsecured debt to the creditors, because Solomon only was the shareholder. You invested in the company, not in the Solomon. That is why Solomon personally is not liable to pay the debts to anyone, and Solomon, being a shareholder, being a debenture holder, is entitled to get back his money from the company. So if the Solomon obtained his debentures, encashed the debentures from the company, there is nothing wrong in this. And because your debt, your credits was unsecured, that is why no one is liable. Because right now, after dissolution of company have nothing to pay. Because company have nothing, then how the company can pay to you? Party by so many ways try to convince to the court that this is Solomon, all is Solomon, everything is Solomon, Solomon is the owner. House of Lords said Solomon was not the owner. Don't be misguide yourself. Solomon was not the owner. Solomon was the promoter only. And after promotion, after incorporation of the company got a legal entity, separate legal entity, and Solomon's agreement was recognized by the registrar, whatever the contract made by the Solomon before the registration. So all the agreements in the form of debenture, in the form of shares, these was recognized by the registrar of the companies. That is why Solomon is himself entitled to get his money back. But what about you? You can claim over the company. If the company have, company will pay. If company do not have, company can't pay, company will dissolve. This is the pure legal status of the company. That is why if the company is not, if the promoter is not entitled to get the benefit, then promoter is not entitled to for the loss of the company also. But with this company, if the promoters or board of director will do something wrong or beyond the article of association or beyond the memorandum of association or beyond the company law act, they will liable for the prosecution, because they